Good afternoon. Welcome to lunch with our long ears. We're checking sound here for a second. The cat's going to knock the camera off. Watch the cat. It is Tuesday, March 31st. We are coming to you live from the quarantine pen where we welcomed 16 new donkeys on Friday last week. We're calling them the Outlaws. They came in through McLean, Texas, through Wish Upon a Horse, and were funded by Sally Madigan and Salvation Wild Mustang Sanctuary and her community to come here and get out of the slaughter pipeline. And they have settled in. We have done intake on them. We've read all their microchips and have their history as far as BLM is concerned. We do have BLM involved with these guys because several of them went through a BLM auction in Mississippi on March 20th, and they were already at a slaughter pen on March 27th. So they only spent a week between BLM holding and ending up in a bad situation. So we're making sure that we have all of the paperwork clear because at the current moment it is not all clear. So 16 BLM, 15 BLM, 1 Jenny. This is the Jenny right here. She's number 1118. And then the rest are geldings. Geldings aged 3 to 22 is our oldest in this group, according to BLM's aging. They're all in pretty good shape. We had one that had a cut on his face and cut on his chest through transport, which happens in the trailer. This is John Wesley Hardin. This is Hardin. You can see that Etta has a little bit of a cough. We're working on that. She's going to get some antibiotics on board probably later today. That guy right there is Butch. We're all named after famous outlaws, right? Right? You think I have something in my pocket that you might like, don't you? I forgot that I grabbed stuff in my pocket that you might like. So this is Hardin. He's part of a group of 3 that was in with the 15. So there was a group of 12, a group of 3, and the little girl. The little girl was added on. Why are you coughing? Huh? Yeah, we're going to work on that. Like I said, everybody's doing pretty well. We've got some that are pretty confident coming up for treats, like Hardin. The little girl is usually up as well. And Hardin's 2 buddies that he came in with are usually pretty friendly as well. Etta is doing a good job displaying why we quarantine. And so these guys will stay up here until we are symptom free, but we can certainly get antibiotics on board that will help her along the way with the cough. Sometimes that's travel. Sometimes it's new environment, new climate. We've had a lot of wind and a lot of dust around here, and it is dry. So that could be part of it as well. But we're keeping an eye on her and keeping status. She did not have a fever. We checked things yesterday. So some of it is just a little bit of the intake, being tired and through a sale barn, and hopefully not too much more than just a little bit of a cough. We're just finishing filling water here. This group gets the award for being the quiet crew. The house, I don't think I've heard any of these guys hee-haw yet. The rest of the crew is extremely loud as of right now. Very nice donkeys. They'll get through intake. We'll address health and not really any hoof needs so far, but we'll address whatever needs to be addressed before they get moved in with the general group, and then we'll start to work on training. In the meantime, we're working on just touches and getting them to accept touches and take treats, and keeping an eye on them to make sure that nothing else is popping up. We keep pretty good inventory on everybody. We have one guy in this group that came in that has a lump under his eye, so we've already had the vet have eyes on that. And otherwise, like I said, they seem to be in pretty decent health and pretty well kept, and they came out of BLM recently enough that hooves and healthcare and health records are in pretty good shape for these guys. So we're excited to have them. We're excited to share more. We have them all named now. There's lots of people that are asking about the names. I can't list them all off yet because I don't know them by heart yet, but they are all named after famous outlaws. We did some research and figured out a bunch of famous people. This is John. He's a good boy, pretty friendly. Pretty friendly, huh? Yeah, you're a good boy. John is turning 6 this year. He came out of Arizona. I think he's a Black Mountain guy. Black Mountain, Arizona, gathered in 2025, and he was adopted from BLM in January of this year. So we'll walk this way. We've got Socks, come here. This is our barn manager. You see Mel? You see Mel? So we have Franny laying in the hole. She got rights for the hole this morning. That is Merlin standing next to her, Miss Gladys, Miss Dolly too, with Darlin. These guys are all doing really well. We have a lot of pending adoptions in this pen. We did move the 3 amigos down here. So this is Marco. And Cruz is right here. And I'm not sure where Rio is. Kobe is having a nap back by the fence. Hi, buddy. This is Mohican that's coming up. Hi, Merlin. Hi, Mohican. Hey, buddy. Touch. Touch. Oh, boy. You guys are a mess. A mess, a mess, a mess. So, in this pen, we are doing a lot of training. It appears that we moved the salt block to the middle of the pen today. That's fun. Lots of training, lots of prepping to get ready to go to new homes. We have, like I said, a couple pending adoptions. We did have 3 that went home last week. Here's Jezebel. Bunch tucked over here. Freckles in the back. Say hi to Mom, Freckles. There he is. So this is Angie and Fawn. Mr. Rio's back there. Pete's back there. Pirate's back there. Felix. Chacho. Commodore. Lots of progress being made. Lots of new ones coming forward, and they're doing really, really well in this pen. So we're very excited to see some new ones go home, and we'll start to shift some of the new guys in once we get a few more home and get those guys through quarantine. Hi, Angie. Touch. Touch. Good girl. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Hi. Hi, Fawn. Touch. Here's Scout. That's Dolly next to Scout. That's his mom. Good job. These are 2 girls that we could not touch at all when they first arrived, so they're making really good progress. Here's Pete. Pete was definitely one that we couldn't touch, huh? Here he is, right here. Here's Merlin. So these guys are coming up hoping that they're going to get treats, but here's Breaker. I don't always have treats, though, do I? I don't always have treats. So, You can see our pastures and everything are greening up. Grass is getting pretty green. It cooled off more than we expected today, but it's been very, very warm. Getting lots done. Taz, you want to say hi to everybody? Tazzy, you say hi? There's Taz. And Pirate. So we'll go up here and share some updates on these guys. As we're walking out of here, thank you to Community Banks of Colorado for sponsoring our main pen. Thank you to American Family Insurance, Renee Burton Agency. Thank you to our private sponsor who sponsored a camper. We have definitely used the funds towards all of the gelding procedures that have happened in the last few days and getting all those guys up to date on their shots and deworming. So your camper has definitely received the care promised and needed. And we'll walk over here and say hi to Shadow. Shadow has big news to report. Shadow was the biggest, bravest boy yesterday, and he was successful in getting castrated. That is something that if you've been watching our videos and watching our training, we've been working on for several months to get him to the point that he could be handled and calmly handled so that he could get castrated. Come here, buddy. Shadow touch. Shadow touch. Hi. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. See, I take treats now from hands. I'm a big, brave boy. So he had his procedure yesterday. He is healing. We have him separated because we moved the two other Jacks and Charlie, who was castrated last week, up here in order to make room for the ones that came in from Texas. And they've been having some pretty rough boy adventures in this pen, and so we separated his pen to give you a little bit of time to heal. Touch. Come here. I want to touch. I want to touch. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Yes. You're my big brave boy, aren't you? Yes. One more. Touch. Good boy. So we can say, we'll come on this side and say hi to Charlie and Mickey Milo and Jordan. Jordan had his feet trimmed yesterday by Mr. Ross, and he stood perfectly. In fact, he stood unhaltered for most of it. Jordan and Mickey Milo, who is hiding in the shelter, are getting castrated tomorrow. They appear to have done some housekeeping. So this is Charlie. Here, buddy. I'll give you a treat over here. Charlie, here. Good boy. So this is Mickey Milo that's coming out, and Jordan's the one up against the fence. Touch. Good. Good boys. So lots of hee-hawing going on. Lots of boys figuring out testosterone, and 2 more to get castrated, and then all the new intakes that needed castrated will be taken care of as of tomorrow afternoon. So we're very excited about that. Very excited about that, huh? Have all of our boys castrated. Oh boy. He has, Kim. Makes me cry. So, over here we have our pen and long-term kids. We have 2 newbies in here that are new long-term residents, Abbott and Costello. You saying hello? Here's Minnie. And Zeta and Zephyr are back in this pen. They got moved down from the moms and babies because we had to make room up there for a couple of the girls that we moved up that way. Right? Right? Here's Lenny. Here's Minnie. Here's Zeta and Zephyr and Jack Jack. Abbott and Costello. Milo. Astro. Max. Maisie. Rolo. Pablo. Genevieve. So there's 15 in this pen right now. Just like we mentioned the last couple weeks, they are still inside. Pasture time is pretty limited right now. The grass is getting really green really fast and it's growing really fast. So we are limiting time to reduce exposure to sugar, not issues. Coming up this way, here's the puppies. Here's the puppies. They like the treats as much as the donkeys do. Do you think you want one of these? I have big treats today. I do. You guys can have those. Here comes Blue, feeling left out. Come here, buddy. Sit. So, events coming up. May, we have Wild Ass Yoga. We have Lunch with the Long Ears. We have our donkey specific hoof care clinic. All of those things, there's information on our website. All of those things require registration, so please get registered. We look forward to having you. If you are interested in being a vendor or a sponsor at Lunch with the Long Ears or for Wild Ass Yoga this year, we would love to have you. We also have sponsorship opportunities for 2026. Other things going on, we're working on. We are probably about to launch a fund. We're in need of another pen area and shelter, and at a position where our funding that's devoted to day-to-day care needs to stay there. And so we are looking to potentially do a fundraiser to make another capital improvement here on our property and give us the ability to house more or house differently than we are. This is the mom and baby pen, also part of the Misfit pen at the moment. We've got a lot of random issues going on in here. So Sally had Dr. Hupp and Ross here yesterday. We did x-rays on her feet. We can walk around this way. You see her a little better maybe that she is wearing boots, which are Cavello donkey specific hoof boots that just came out. And hopefully the boots are taking a little bit of pressure off of her legs and giving her some relief. She's also on meds. We had one, Mirage is up here now. She was one that was down with Shadow last week, and she had an abscess yesterday, but Ross was able to get it open, so hopefully that's under control now. Here's baby Lainey and baby Peanut, both of who are in everything all the time. We moved Mystic up here because we think that she will be having a baby soon, we hope. Mirage is definitely walking better than she was yesterday. Her foot was very sore. Magic is not feeling overly well. We're working on that with the vet, trying to figure out what's going on with her. But otherwise, these guys are doing good, settling in together. It's pretty new dynamic up here. We moved a lot of donkeys around, so they're doing great going out to the pasture and playing during the day, right, Lainey Lou? Lainey leads the charge and runs everybody in at the end of the day. So, it's been a busy week here. Just lots of moving parts and pieces between new arrivals and setting up pens and getting folks castrated, vet and farrier work, and So we're staying busy. I have adopter inquiries and new contacts that I plan to get back in touch with this afternoon. So if you're one of those people, I should be contacting you this afternoon. And other than that, things are pretty okay. If we have anybody that's interested in volunteering, or if you would like to support Burro Base Camp in any way, we have all that information is on our website, burrobasecamp.com. Please like and follow our social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Watch for updates there. Facebook is the most updated because we go live fairly often. I do try to move all the live videos over to YouTube, so that would be the other place to keep up. If you would like to support us, obviously monetary donations are great help and great support. It takes a village beyond to bring in a group of 16 like we did last week. That took Salvation Wild Mustang Sanctuary. It took support from Skydog, our transporter who dropped everything and went down to Texas and grabbed him and got him here to Colorado real fast. And we are grateful for all of that. Intake becomes additional hay, additional feeding that we're doing, obviously addressing any health needs immediately as soon as they happen. So having funds available and funds in the bank to support these campers is definitely key. If you are not able to support us financially, we would love help with volunteers. We would also love for you to like, share, comment on our social media, and the more that you do that, the broader our reach and the more that we can share our story and how we're helping these burros to live the life that they deserve. That's Mystic, who's looking at the camera now. She's the one that we're hoping is having a baby relatively soon. Full moon is almost here, so that can always be an indicator, but then we get a lot of false alarms if you remember Reba. So could be this full moon, might be 2 full moons from now, could be 6 months from now, but she's looking pretty wide and her bag has definitely changed. So I think she's preparing to have a baby. We have not done a confirmed pregnancy test on her. We do know for sure that she was exposed to a jack. So that's all we got going on here. And other than that, we wish you a great Tuesday. A special happy birthday to our volunteer Shelly. She just finished up her shift here, but today was her birthday. So wishing her a happy birthday, and we hope that everybody has a great day. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.